What is up, Earhnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and we are finally returning to the manga, the fabulous Shin Matsunaga. Last time we learned that as loyal Shin is to Dozle, he actually seems to be in love with Dozle Zabi. We saw Operation British play out. Dozle brought in an elite group of soldiers, consisting of Char, Norris Packard, and Eneval Gato. And whenever Gato spoke, he seemed to make Zionism sound so insufferable. This time we learn about how Shin found Aurelia. He joins Dozle's team and becomes the White Wolf. And anti-Zabi forces throw a coup on Side 3. So let's get into this. Side 5, Colony 11, Island Wothot. Wathot. Millions inside are dead from the gassing. From there, Zeon moves in to attach pulse engines. Remember, the Battle of Loom, aka Side 5, was supposed to be the second Operation British. Zeon's plan was effectively going to be dropping a colony until the Federation surrenders. Shin meets with Dozle in his fancy house. Dozle knows that he is about to kill millions of people under his command if he wants to win this war. He is being vulnerable and essentially having the same conversation he had with Zena in Gundam The Origin. We cut to Shin fighting with his Zaku 2 early production type. This is pre-Antarctic Treaty, so there is radiation shielding on these units. The Battle of Loom begins. He takes out some saberfishies. Shin's team is specifically guarding Island Wothot. We're just calling it Colony 11. The Feddies use the colonies to shield them. But one Musai says, "Sucks to be you, random colony." Remember, every colony on Side 5, with the exception of Texas Colony, didn't make it out alive here. Check out the Battle of Loom video. More saberfishies charge in and attack the squad leader, Lieutenant Greenberger. He tells Shin and his men to fall back. He is badly injured. Greenberger says that Shin has command now, and he charges towards the Salamis-class ship. Dozle is informed that their forces are struggling to add the pulse engines to the colony. He tells them to put their focus on taking down the Federation forces. He will handle this himself. One saberfish takes out Greenberger before kamikazing into the Salamis. Shin dodges beam blasts, moves in, and takes down the Salamis. The squad regroups around him. Dozle gets into his personal Zaku 2. The Zaku 2 Dozle Zabi custom is an F-type, and the cockpit is enlarged for Dozle's massive size. Modifications are all vanity. It has one extra spike on its shoulders and 3 spikes on each hand. It also has gold trimming. Weapons include 120mm machine guns, a 260 giant bazooka, the Zaku bazooka, a large heat hawk, a giant warhammer with built-in thrusters, and cracker grenades. Based on the trimming alone, this would totally be Trump's mobile suit of choice. Dozle tears through a Salamis with his giant heat hawk. That is when he meets up with Shin and his squad. He tells him that he shouldn't be out here on the battlefield. This isn't like when they were on the schoolyard starting fights anymore. He agrees and they all head back to Dozle's ship where Dozle punches him in the face. He says from here on out, he and Meyer will be under his command, and Shin will be known as the fabulous White Wolf. In the present, Aurelia is playing her violin. Meanwhile, Fetty soldiers are awaiting him on the moon. Like in Gundam Origin, Revil's flagship, the Ananke, is being attacked by the Black Tri-Stars. They take down Revil's ship and steal his escape pod. After the battle, Meyer and Shin look at the horde that is the battlefield. Shin has been promoted from PO to Lieutenant. Meyer just wants to celebrate the victory. Meyer mentions that they got upgraded Zakus. I assume high mobility types. They get a distress beacon and a downed colony. Shin heads in on foot and begins hearing music. He heads towards the music to find Aurelia playing her violin. She says she watched as everyone around her flew into the void of space. She expected to die, so she went out playing Titanic style. Pretty dark too. Shin gets notoriety for saving Aurelia. For all that Shin did for her, she feels she must tell the story of events that happened in January of UC 0079. Surprise, this is her story kind of. Aurelia wakes up. She is in Zoom City. She looks out of the window to see a parade happening for the troops. Shin takes her to the Dozle mansion. She wonders why he is helping. Shin is a part of a noble family, and it is his duty to help people. After the Battle of Loom, it seems that Side 3 embraced immigration from those that fled from Side 5, and encouraged families to adopt refugees. He is going to make sure that she is taken care of. Aurelia says, "You're not going to groom me, are you?" Aurelia meets with Dozle Zabi. Shin is planning on sending her to a royal music school and humbly requests a letter of recommendation for her. Dozle laughs and says, "Well, let's hear it." Aurelia plays her violin. Shin hasn't visited his family as they are Daikun loyalists, and they don't like him in the military. Dozle wants him to be the commander for the Solomon Defense Force. He also tells Shin that Xena is pregnant. The wiki says that Minerva was born in September, which seems late. I do like Gundam The Origin, where Minerva was born during or right after the 1 week war. I like the contrast of Dozle creating life while also committing genocide. Dozle is determined to win this 1 year war for his unborn child. Shin looks at Xena. As Shin heads to Solomon, Aurelia is accepted in a music school. This school will help her also get a Zeon visa. She heads to her first lesson, where we find that her teacher is Hammond Crowley. Crowley looks out as though she is looking at Ramba Ral, who is out in space fighting currently. She explains to Aurelia that their relationship transcends bonds, which is why they never married. I think the reality is that Daikun loyalists are a part of a weird polyamorous love cult, or at least that's my new working theory. She opens up to Crowley. Later, Aurelia daydreams about Shin grooming her. In space, Shin's squad has a Salamis surrounded, and he demands they surrender. Some come out on foot and begin making demands. But it is a trap, and they begin firing bazookas and flash grenades. The Salamis 3-barrel machine gun aims at Shin. He fires his Vulcans, destroying the gun, but also taking out the rest of the Salamis as well. They wonder why didn't they just surrender. Shin's team is using a Gagao-class ship. The Gagao-class ship is an MSVR, and there isn't too much data on this, but based off observation, it looks like a miniaturized Musai. Mobile suits attached from the outside of the ship, and it has one twin-beam megaparticle cannon. It also looks like it has an 8-tube missile pod. Shin contacts Dozle. He is certain the Fetties are trying to find a way into Side 3. Someone is coming to bust out General Revil, if they aren't careful. He asks Shin if he knows anything about Ramba Ral. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Tachi tells Crowley that Ramba Ral has gone MIA, and they are under heavy watch after their past loyalties towards Zeon Daikun. Crowley wants to help in the investigation. Lieutenant Tachi will be the one that ends up helping Crowley attack White Base after the death of Ramba Ral. Meyer wonders to Shin if Ramba Ral turned to the Federation. As Shin goes to meet with Aurelia, he happens to run into Crowley. She says that she is close to Ral, and they should work together to figure this out. Lieutenant Tachi is currently with Infernal Affairs, so he can vouch as a neutral party. Aurelia knows that she is hiding something. She isn't just Ramba Ral's mistress. Shin tells her that Zoom City is starting to become unsafe and to stay on school grounds. Shin meets with Lecoq. Such an unfortunate name. But you remember Lecoq, right? He's in the original series.
Lecoq, take over! Yes, Admiral. It won't be long, sir.
That's it. Lecoq gives them information regarding General Revil. There have been anti-Zabi factions helping the Fetties. Shin then visits Commander Garrett Schmitzer to see if he has any answers regarding Ral's location. This is the commander of the Midnight Fenrir Corps. He is from the video game Zeonic Front, which is one of the few games I actually played back in the day. Garrett shows Shin Matsunaga blueprints for the goof. These haven't been made, nor will they have to be made if this war comes to an end. Finding out that the human population was halved is really getting to him. He really hopes this war ends. Womp womp. While leaving with Meyer, a kid shoves a letter in his hand. It contains a lock of hair. Someone has Aurelia. He runs to the location on the note, telling Meyer to trail him from afar. He heads to the location to find Aurelia being held captive by Fetties in plainclothes. They know that Shin knows the location of General Revil. They demand he give it to them. Damn it, Lecoq. They know that Aurelia is a musician, so the Fetties break her pinky. Before they break another finger, Shin tells them that Revil is being held at Alfrith Castle. As they confirm this intel, the Fetties are taken out. Shin grabs Aurelia and finds cover. They're saved by Ramba Ral. Ral is disappointed that he would give up Zeon just for one girl. They have to get out of here quickly, as this is about to become a battlefield. The anti-Zabi faction is planning a coup, and the Fetties are going to use this opportunity to break out Revil. In Gundam The Origin, there is a conversation between Girin and Degwin. During this conversation, the uprising is taking place in the background. Ral tells Shin to come with him. The anti-Zabis move in, surrounding the Zabi castle. They demand that they relinquish their powers so they could properly end this war. Ral is able to get intel from within the Zabi movement, being a part of the Ral family. The Federation instigated this coup. Shin wonders if Ral has put his past grievances aside. Ral says that he sets aside those feelings when on the battlefield. Ramba Ral will be taking point, while Shin goes with Kozun and Clamp to steal some mobile suits. Ral says, tonight, We cooey. Shin puts a splint on Aurelia's finger and apologizes to her for all the trouble. The anti-Zabi forces are attacked. It is the cooey. Did you know that the cooey's treads can expand and retract? God, I love the cooey. It's so dumb, but I would have loved this toy as a child. The ability to get this close shows Ral that these anti-Zabi soldiers are sloppy. Meyer is trying to find a way to get into the hangar. When the cooey comes in, he notices that Shin is with them. At Ilfrith Castle, Revil is broken out of jail. At the same time, Zoom City Mobile Suit Base, Shin steals a Zaku FS. We broke down the FS and hooligans, but this is Garma's personal suit, or at least will be once he heads to Earth. Ral heads towards the Vanguard. Zaku's protect the caravan when Shin comes in and fights it. Another Zaku 1 comes in, but Ral and his foot team of soldiers handle it. Cooey team for the win! Kukui! Ral opens up the cargo truck to find nothing. Revil isn't here. This was a ploy. January 31st, the day General Revil gave his announcement to the Federation to continue the fight during the Antarctic Assembly. Kycilia left after the announcement. I guess Kycilia was there as well as Makuve? Even though Revil got away, Ramba Ral was cleared of all charges against him conspiring against the Zabi family. However, Shin was arrested for his actions. Since the war is going to continue, they are going to need as many leaders as possible. Aurelia is currently under Crowley's care. Shin is being arrested for giving Revil's location to the Feddies. Aurelia blames herself for all of this. Shin confessed and was imprisoned. While in prison, Garma Zabi comes to visit him. He is here on behalf of Kycilia. And that will do it for this episode. The early days of the One-Year War was fraught with so much infighting. Ramba Ral's pride was used against him to fight the Zabi's war to prove himself, all while his dad died by Kycilia's hands. Next time, Kycilia takes over half of the moon. Shin learns that Dozle threw him under the bus, and Shin fights the Black Tri-Stars. But that will do it for now, new types. Would you give up your nation for one person? Peace.